Sadanand Palnitkar, a distinguished professional in the field of chemical engineering, embarked on his journey in 1986 as part of the Prabodhini batch. He pursued 12th Science at SP College and later enrolled in the University Department of Chemical Technology UDCT, now known as ICT Mumbai, for chemical engineering. Despite opportunities to study abroad, Mr. Palnitkar chose to contribute to India's growth in this field. With a strong foundation from NOCIL's Rubber Chemicals Division, Mr. Palnitkar delved into the intricacies of chemical production and technical services. His pursuit of knowledge continued with a PG diploma in industrial management from NITIE, now known as IIM Mumbai. Over the past 27 years at Godrej Chemicals, Mr. Palnitkar has held key roles including regional sales manager, leading ERP system implementer, and transforming supply chain functions using theory of constraints. A visionary entrepreneur within Godrej, he successfully introduced various chemicals globally, contributing significantly to the specialty chemicals business. Currently, Sadanand leads the surfactant business with profit responsibility, playing a pivotal role in the development and global recognition of Made in India chemicals. His extensive travels across 30 countries have not only established India as self-sufficient in these chemicals, but also earned valuable foreign exchange for the country. Sadanand Palnitkar will guide us on education, various career options, advantages and disadvantages of working in the field of chemical engineering.
Hello students and budding entrepreneurs and professionals. My name is Sadanad Palnitkar. I am a chemical engineer by profession, and after that I have done my masters in management from NITI, which is now known as Institute of Management. So if you see during last 10 years, if you see the last 2-3 years period, we had COVID pandemic, and during that time not touching each other was the main mantra, and so everything became digital or from a distance. So lot many changes have happened in chemical industry and chemical engineering field also, where the plants were run remotely, maybe from the operators or engineers house, or they were running the plant from a control room, and lot of operations which were required in the chemical industry, which were supposed to be performed by 2 to 3 persons, were performed by one person with the guidance from a remote location by his superiors. Apart from that, in the study field also, lot of research has started happening using computers and artificial intelligence. So AI is the mantra for the future. To start with, chemical engineering and chemistry are related, but at the same time they are a little bit different. Chemical engineering is a branch which uses the applied chemistry part of it, where we study how to manufacture the chemicals or how to extract the chemicals, how to purify the chemicals, and also it is to do with optimization of the process with minimum energy or minimum time, with minimum wastage produced. How do we produce useful chemicals? So the science and the operations which are involved to do this are involved in chemical engineering. In BSc or MSc chemistry, generally students or professionals, they study the basics of chemistry, how molecules are formed, how molecules react with each other, and it is to do with pure science and to develop new molecules or new ways of conducting reactions. Most of the time these applications are in the field of research and development. So for selecting chemical engineering after 12th standard, generally students are supposed to take physics, chemistry and mathematics. These are the core groups. But at the same time you need to have English and another subject. So if some students do not like biology, they can opt for geography, they can opt for geology, or in the latest trend is that they always opt for information technology or computer science, so that in future when they do Bachelor of Engineering or Masters of Engineering or PhD, the interface of this artificial intelligence or information technology is bound to come in their research of chemical engineering. So it is always good to select these elective subjects of information technology or computer science during their 11th and 12th if they do not like biology. For engineering colleges admission, the famous entrance exam is JEE, which is mains and advanced. Apart from that, each and every state in India have their own engineering entrance exams. For example, in Maharashtra, it is MHT CET. Apart from that, there are various exams by private institutes such as SRM University or VIT, Vellore Institute of Technology. Similarly, outside India also, if you can appear for SAT and TOEFL, you can choose a career outside India after 12th for engineering. So generally these exams take place in January and April, the JEE exams, and apart from that the CET exams are differing from state to state. In Maharashtra the CET happens during May, and after that if you have to appear for these exams for couple of times, like people take 2-3 attempts, it is important to have your best preparation for each and every attempt. Even though there are 2-3 attempts, each attempt should be given with your best preparation. And the best way to prepare is going through the last year's examination papers, maybe last 10 years examination papers. Then there are coaching courses available, like you must have heard of famous town called Kota Institute. There are a lot of classes are there. Apart from that, there are classes in virtual world also, like you can apply to an academy, they conduct classes. So Byju's you would have heard. So these are the various coaching classes available, but at the same time the main important thing is that you should practice, because one is knowledge, having your basics cleared of your 8, 9, 10th, 11th, 12th, all these 5 years of science. But apart from that, practice is more important, and the most important thing is that people would have lost the touch of sitting for an exam for 3 hours. So preparing for an exam to sit for 3 hours takes a lot of strength, mental strength, and so you need to practice as many as papers if you can solve before the exam, it will be helpful. So if you go for chemical engineering or chemical technology courses, the best institute in India is Institute of Chemical Technology at Mumbai, which was earlier known as University Department of Chemical Technology, UDCT Mumbai. But apart from that, nowadays there are 26 IITs in India. Almost each state has an IIT, and those IITs offer chemical engineering as the course. Apart from that, there are regional engineering colleges, which is NITs. So amongst NITs, NIT Surathkal, NIT Warangal, these are very famous for chemical engineering courses, and the faculty there is very good. Apart from this, there are some specialized courses which are related to chemical engineering, not exactly chemical engineering, like Institute for Mines in Dhanbad. So there some courses of chemical engineering are there and some courses of mining are there. Similarly, there is Indian Institute of Petroleum in Dehradun. So there people study with more focus on petroleum engineering, how to extract oil from oil wells, how to purify, how to refine the oils, and how to make petrochemicals from them. So such specialized courses are also available, and these are the institutes which offer you the courses. Apart from that, HBTI Kanpur is another famous institute, which is Harcourt Butler Technological Institute, and which is very old, maybe 100-year-old institute. Then there are some institutes which are specialized for leather technology. There are some institutes which are specialized for paper and pulp technology. So you must find all these institutes. There are some sites available like shiksha.com or collegedunia.com. So on that you can find out which are the colleges and which are the special courses offered by these institutes. So typically if you take chemical engineering or chemical technology or diester technology or polymer technology, which are related branches of chemical engineering, they are 4-year courses. But nowadays there are colleges which are offering you integrated 5 years MTech. Like suppose you are interested in doing masters and PhD. So at the start of 12th standard only you can decide that I want to study this branch for 5 years or 6 years. So you can either take an admission for integrated MTech or integrated PhD also. Apart from that, some students want to have a techno-commercial understanding. So there are courses available which are integrated courses of 4 years of engineering and 1 year of management. NMIMS in Mumbai is one such institute which offers an integrated 5 years course in chemical engineering and management. So as far as cutoff for this chemical engineering branch is concerned, chemical engineering as a branch has not remained as lucrative as it was 10-20 years ago. So computer science, artificial intelligence, data science, data mining, or for that matter electric cars, so mechanical engineering has taken a precedence. But still chemical engineering has its relevance and importance. So if you ask me the cutoff rank from JEE point of view, somewhere around 45,000 or 50,000 student can get admission in chemical engineering in good colleges. And once you get admission in an engineering college, you can choose your specialization. So a lot of engineering colleges are having common syllabus for the first year. So after first year, you may switch your branch. So in the institutes like ICT, at the beginning only, once you take admission after 12th standard, you are supposed to choose whether you are going for surface coating, whether you are going for plastics engineering, whether you are going for dye-step technology. So all these choices you have to make at the beginning of the first year course. So there are some colleges in India where the local state level exams, like Maharashtra has MHT CET. So there, if you get some percentile around 90 to 95%, you can get chemical engineering. And during that admission process, whether you use JE rank or your percentile in MHT CET or the state level exams, 12th standard marks are also important. I think in some states they are prescribing minimum 55% marks at your 12th standard level. When you take admission to chemical engineering, you need to study various courses during the 4 years, and generally it is a semester pattern. So each 6 months you need to study some courses and appear for an exam. So when you start in the first year, you start with basic courses as physical chemistry, organic chemistry, analytical chemistry, inorganic chemistry, physics, mathematics. So fundamentals of science is covered during first semester of first year. Then students also have to undergo training and learning of electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, strength of materials, so mechanical engineering, applied mechanics. So once you have studied the basic engineering courses of civil, mechanical, electrical, the real world of chemical engineering starts. So here subjects like heat transfer, mass transfer, chemical reaction engineering, chemical kinetics, then process control, optimization, all these subjects are taught. So advanced mathematics is also required and chemical reaction engineering is also required. Along with that, there are practicals. Like whatever happens in industry, you run a pump in an industry. So how the pump works or how a distillation column works when you have to separate two liquids. So there are practical exams and practicals which are part of the curriculum during the chemical engineering course. So one interesting fact about chemical engineering is that people call it is a combination of art and science. Like it is art of possible. Unlike other engineerings where in electrical or mechanical there is one right answer or you get exact up to the decimal some answer, like how many turns of wire will give you this much resistance or how much should be the length or width of the pipe so that it can withstand the structure and the strength is obtained. But in chemical engineering there are a lot of approximation which you need to make. So when you have to carry out a reaction, if you have to take a substance of 10 kg of one substance, add to it 2 kg of other substance, you may not exactly get 12 kg. And also the time required to reaction to get completed will vary from time to time. So there is not exact answer to each and everything. So it is also an art and science both. So that is how chemical engineering differs from other engineering streams. So the fundamental question is, who are the students who want to pursue chemical engineering? It is not like that just because you like chemistry in your school, you should opt for chemical engineering. Because chemical engineering also involves a lot of aspects such as environmental science, how the earth moves around it, how the chemicals are available on earth's atmosphere, how they react with each other. So it is not only liking for chemicals which you should see. Even if you are liking for geography or even if you are liking for ecology, chemical engineering can become interesting, because after you complete 4 years of chemical engineering, there are super specializations available where you can have a deep study on how the cycle of water works on earth, like how evaporation happens, how the ozone layer affects evaporation, how water gets again condensed. So it's a combination of chemical engineering, ecology, geography, biology. So many aspects are covered in this. So it is not necessary that only because you like chemistry, you should opt for chemical engineering. Secondly, it is not only a chemistry as a pure science. You also need to understand the mechanical aspects of it. Like if you have to change status of one substance from a first floor to second floor, or you have to transfer that substance from first floor to fourth floor, how much force is required, how many revolutions of the pump are required. So these are the aspects of physics. So a lot of physics also gets involved in chemical engineering. So you need to be prepared for this. So just because you like chemistry, you need not like chemical engineering. So you must be aware of this fact. So if one considers what are the advantages of chemical engineering over other branches. So From my experience, I can say that chemical engineering is the most versatile branch. So, if you see various faculties which have grown or which have done well in their life, not only in chemical engineering, not in chemical industry, outside chemical industry, such as computer science or computer engineering or geology. So, these people have come from basics of chemical engineering. So, chemical engineers can work in electrical fields, like now electric vehicles are being produced, but for electric vehicles you require lithium batteries. Now, lithium batteries are linked to chemistry and chemical engineering. So, it is not necessary that chemical engineer will stick to only producing chemicals. He has a bright future in artificial intelligence, he has a bright future in biomedicines, he has a bright future in vaccine development, he has a bright future in developing electric vehicles. So, is the most versatile branch. So, I can say these are the advantages of a chemical engineer. On a short term basis, people have this perception because after engineering people get jobs, and the salary levels people compare. So, nowadays IT or computer science, these are the preferred courses, but in the long run chemical engineering is very much versatile, and if you have to have a satisfied career, I think chemical engineering scores over the other branches. So, as far as jobs are concerned, after you complete your chemical engineering course, the job profile is like a production engineer in a chemical factory, or a design engineer, like who will design the plants to be erected and produce chemicals, or a materials engineer who will work in a mine when the material is getting extracted. So, production engineer, process engineer, design engineer, materials engineer, these are the jobs which are available after you graduate. Apart from that, once you graduate and get into an industry, the salary levels are interesting. Like some places in production or process engineering, you may get salary around 4 to 6 lakh per annum. But there are some fields where oil extraction happens in the sea, like 15 days you are supposed to stay in the sea, that's called offshore, and where companies like Schlumberger or SNF offer you salary packages up to 50 lakhs also. So, those people who are interested in earning quick money in 3 to 4 years, they can offer these things and then they can take a job onshore. So, after you complete chemical engineering, not many students like to work in an industry. Like they may opt for some career path outside India. They may apply for masters, maybe masters in management, or masters in chemical engineering, or masters in environment science, or masters in ecology, or masters in electric vehicles, or masters in industrial process technology. So, these are the various specializations available for studying abroad or studying in India also. Some students are interested in continuing research, like if they found some chemical to be interesting during their engineering days, then they may decide to opt for a PhD, like they want to study with focus maybe 4 to 5 years research on the various aspects of how to make that chemical, or how to make that chemical effective, or how to manufacture that. So, a PhD can also be an option after you graduate in engineering. So, these are the jobs, these are the career options available after 12th standard for studies or research. But apart from that, once you get into jobs, apart from working in chemical industry, some students can get interesting jobs in banks. Now, you will say how it is linked, like chemical engineering and banks. So, the banks or the financial institutions also guide investors on which industry to invest. Like there are funds available and you have to invest in automobile industry, or you have to invest in chemical industry, or you have to invest in oil industry, or you have to invest in metal industry. So, there will be a requirement of people who will analyze which industry is doing well, or where if you put X amount of money you will get the maximum returns. So, these are called business analysts. So, when industries are working, environment is changing, you require business analysts to keep a tab on what are the latest trends, where the chemicals are going to go, or where the automobile industry is moving towards, and based on that these business analysts study the industry environment, and there they require the knowledge of chemistry or chemical engineering or the chemical industry. So, business analyst is also an interesting profession after engineering. Apart from that, since you are an engineer, you are always understood to be a thorough in mathematics and numbers. So, they may use the industries which are financial institutions may use your expertise to analyze, to make some algorithms for share trading also. So, these are some interesting jobs which are sometimes related to your domain of chemical industry or chemical engineering, but sometimes are not at all linked to your domain. Like you may keep on analyzing other industries or other financial institutions instead of chemical industry or chemical engineering. Apart from that, commodities trading is also an interesting area. Like if you have to buy crude oil, or if you have to buy lithium, or if you have to buy copper, if you have to buy nickel. So there are various stock exchanges on which all these chemicals or metals are traded. So once you have to take position, like the price of this metal today is this much, 2 years down the line the price of this metal will change. So should I buy this metal and keep with me? So it is like investment in chemicals. So that is called commodities trading. So that is also an interesting area where after graduation you may find a good job. So after completing chemical engineering, many students will get jobs in an industry, or as I explained, as a business analyst or as a commodity trader. But there are likelihood of some students who may not get the jobs as required. So they need to upgrade their skills. They may use project management softwares. They should learn these softwares. They should learn MS Excel, or they should learn analytics, or they should learn piping and designing. So there are courses which are specialized. So even if as a chemical engineer you may not get direct a job in an industry, you can super specialize in certain areas like piping design and engineering, or you have a special skill of using the software which is used to design heat exchangers or design certain equipments. So the digital angle to your chemical engineering may enhance your prospects of getting a job. So after completing chemical engineering course, you may also have to develop some skills to take you into the world of the human reality, where you have to interact with people, interact with your superiors. When you join an industry, there will be operators or production supervisors who will be older than you, maybe double your age. Okay, so how to deal with them? So you also need to understand and learn the soft skills, like how to be polite, how to utilize their experience, and how to utilize your knowledge. So how to make a perfect blend of their experience and your knowledge to get the work done. On the longer run, like these are the small courses of soft skill development, but if you can opt for a full-time course in industrial management or a master's in business administration, that will round your personality and it will help you to grow in your career. Because these management courses also teach you the economic side of it, like why you are using this material, why not the other material, how to save cost at each and every process. So all these angles are taught in these MBA courses. So supply chain management is also another skill which you should learn and which you should utilize. So if you learn your hard skills and soft skills, your chemical engineering knowledge and the supply chain knowledge and the psychological aspects of handling people or how to understand human behavior, all these skills will help you to grow in your career. So after completing chemical engineering, if you decide not to work in an industry or not to work in an office, so what are the other options? Like you can always pursue master's courses within India or outside India. The master's courses can be in management, master's courses can be in artificial intelligence, master's courses can be in digital engineering, master's courses can be in environmental science, it can be in ecological science, or some students may opt for specialization in economics or econometrics. So these are the specialized branches which you can pursue after your engineering, and those can be done within India and outside India also. So there is a possibility that many students are intelligent and they go abroad after their engineering. They work abroad, they study masters or PhD, and sometimes maybe 5-7 years they will work in an industry which is outside India. So the salary levels or the money earned in the developed countries like Europe or US is always more than what you earn in India. So after 7 or 8 years of work experience outside India, if someone wants to come back to India, he's welcome. Only thing is that he should be prepared to have a different set of environment, like the facilities, amenities, or the latest digital gadgets which they will have in their industry abroad may not be available in Indian industry, because Indian industry is still to catch up with the developed world. But apart from that, they can utilize whatever extra knowledge or whatever the advanced skills or advanced knowledge they have gathered over there, and the money which they have earned, they can come back to India and have some startup. Like they can replicate whatever they have done there, or maybe innovate using our jugaad technique, like Indian frugal techniques and the advanced techniques what they have learned there. A combination of that they can use to make all the chemicals or whatever which is not made in India, make it happen in India. So for them, if they have to earn a satisfaction, not from money point of view, India has immense scope because the world is looking at India as the second biggest supplier after China. The world wants India as a supplier of all the chemicals or chemical technology or chemical science after China, because they don't want to depend on one country. So for the people or for the students who have worked abroad, have earned enough money abroad, if they want to come back to India, they can always come back to India and set up their own businesses, or they can become good consultants to Indian industry and satisfy their knowledge hunger. So my dear students and budding entrepreneurs or budding professionals, by now you have understood little bit about chemical industry and chemical engineering as a profession. So all the best for your future, and if you at all decide to study chemical engineering, all the best for your success. Thank you.
Changes in last 10 years. A lot of work in chemical engineering field is being done using artificial intelligence. During and since COVID, plants are run remotely at many industries. Operations being done by 3 people are now being done by 1 person with the supervisor remotely guiding him. Some major research work is being done by using artificial intelligence. Difference in chemical engineering and chemistry. Chemical engineering uses applied chemistry. Pure chemistry, that is BSc or MSc, is study of molecules, how to develop new molecules, etc. Usually, these applications are in the field of R&D. Eligibility. 12th with PCM. 4th subject can be biology, geography, IT, computer science, or whatever is offered at the college. Admission. Admission is through entrance examinations. JEE Mains and Advanced. MHT CET for Maharashtra. Each state has its own entrance exams. Private institutes like SRM, VIT Vellore have their own entrance. Most of these exams are conducted from January to April. MHT CET is conducted in the month of May. Practice is the key to crack these exams. Top institutes are as follows: ICT Mumbai, 26 IITs across India, NIT REC, specifically Surathkal and Warangal, Mining Institute in Dhanbad, Indian Institute of Petroleum in Dehradun, HBTI Kanpur. Course duration. Chemical engineering is of 4 years. Some colleges offer 5 years integrated MTech. Integrated 4 years engineering and 1 year management is offered at NMIMS Mumbai. In ICT, students have to opt for specialization like surface coating, plastic engineering, I-step technology, etc. In other institutes, students in first year start with subjects like physical chemistry, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, analytical chemistry, physics and mathematics. Second year onwards, they have subjects like heat transfer, mass transfer, chemical kinetics, process control optimization. Job opportunities. Chemical engineering graduates can work in the field of biomedicine, vaccine development, electric vehicles, artificial intelligence. They can even work in banks, financial trading organizations as business analysts. Roles can be production engineer, design engineer, material engineer, process engineer, or they can continue in research by doing PhD.